The title of this podcast is I Can Show You Better Than I Can Tell You. Most recently, I was contacted by a colleague at work, and the colleague became aware of my name being mentioned a lot with some work that they had started to do uh, in the Midwest at Mayo Clinic um, for about two years. And how they heard about this was I gave a talk a few weeks ago for Enterprise Talk of a group of nurses. And there were people that the talk resonated with, that they were in the talk texting other colleagues that they work with who weren't present, that, hey, listen, there's a message being presented here that you should consider having this guy come and having Keith come and give a talk to you all. I think it would be helpful for what you all are struggling with. And what they were struggling with was a lack of respect, some incivility, and a workplace culture that was not centered on well-being. And they felt like the leaders within the department were the culprits of this behavior. So they're hoping that I would come and talk and perhaps partner with them to inspire some kind of positive change in the area. Well, one of my colleagues who's not clinical staff, but has worked in this group to help them with the culture, with communication, contacted me and said, "Hey, Keith, I want to meet with you so that perhaps I can give you a fuller picture of what's happening here, and maybe I can come to the next meeting to an upcoming meeting that you have with that group, so that just because I've already done 2 years of work here and I want to continue to work in this area." Which I was completely open to. I'm sure she knows things that I don't know about the situation there, and I'm always open to grow and to learn from her as well. And so she and I met prior to the upcoming meeting with the leaders in the Midwest. When we met, she was asking me a series of questions. She told me first about what the culture was there, the work that she's already done, and she wanted to know whether or not about what my approach might be. And I described it to her. And I told her how what I think has been helpful here in Arizona is that I go into every meeting and every new interaction with leaders here and staff here as a friend. Like I want to develop a friendship through our connection, whether it's limited or ongoing. And I told her about the way in which I do that. Like I go to their workspaces, whether it's in the operating room or whether it's in their work area outside of the operating room, whether it's on campus, off campus, I go where they are. And we work more on the relationship or building a friendship than we do about whatever the specific issue is, because over time we can get to that. But more important, but first and foremost, I want to connect with the human being first, because that's enjoyable for me. Well, so she said, "Oh yeah, okay. I think, you're in Arizona. I'm in the Midwest. You can't be here, so I can do those things." And what I told her is that I can tell you what to do, but I can show you better than I can tell you. And I think about all of the lessons that I have learned in life that have really resonated with me deeply, have been me observing people show me how to show up rather than tell me. So when I'm on the pickup ball court, you can tell me how to hit this shot. But if you show me and then let me practice it, oh, now we're cooking. And the same thing happened when I was a kid. My grandfather, as busy as he was an excellent listener. Now, he could have told me to listen to other people as they share and to do more listening than I do talking. But there was nothing better than observing him do that when I was sharing with something about my day or what was going on in my young life. or whether he was listening to a family member come to him for advice. I watched him listen before he spoke. I watched my mom do a lot of showing instead of telling, whether it was in our community with helping neighbors or people, at our church who were going through hard times, or whether it was visiting nursing homes and caring for the seniors. She could have told me that this is what you do for people in your community, but she got the lesson resonated with me even more because she showed me. And when people ask me at Mayo Clinic, Keith, how do you just stay you like so calm and peaceful? I, of course, tell them about when I didn't live that way and how much suffering that caused me. But in addition to that, I just tell them like, you tell me, what do you see? Like, I can show you. Like, just watch the way that I move. I'm always looking to help. I'm always looking to serve. I am trying to not take anything personal. And if I do, I'm going to go to people and ask them for help to see this person or this situation differently. And fortunately, I have quite a few friends who are also on a similar path, and they give me great advice. But where I don't go to advice is to my personal mind because it is not interested in me growing. It's only interested in me getting what I want, which oftentimes is not in my best interest. And so I encourage you to really pay more attention to what you do as opposed to what you say. And when you are seeking to learn from other people, do the exact same thing. Look at what they do as opposed to what they say. At our organization, there are a lot of people that have a perception that a lot of the culture has changed. And for leaders who argue against that, I say to them, what are you showing them? Not what you're telling them, but what are you showing them? That's what I think makes the biggest difference. So again, as you move through life, uh, think about that. I can show you better than I can tell you.